So shifting gears after our recognition, tonight's In the Know topic is a deep dive on OutReach, which is our app, our marketing app powered by RapidFunnel. RapidFunnel is incredible. We're so proud to partner with these guys, to have our app powered with these guys. Just a really amazing software that is constantly evolving. I'm just so impressed by how much is continuing to just be added and enhanced to what is already a phenomenal app. But it dawned on us that, hey, you know what? Some people are new. We're really growing right now. We're in this great stage of momentum, and maybe they're not aware of this amazing tool, or maybe somebody is not taking advantage of our pro membership yet. And so we wanted to do a deep dive, or maybe somebody is a pro and they don't know all the power of what they have. So for the rest of this session tonight, we've got an incredible representative from RapidFunnel, followed by some field leaders. So the first person I'm going to bring up is Micah Gaudio, and I'm so excited for you to hear him. Hi, Micah, how are you tonight? Thanks so much for being with us. You're muted.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
You bet. Right. So I can't wait to just be quiet and step back and listen to Micah. So real quick, I met Micah several months ago. He came on to the RapidFunnel team. Actually, he's a member of the board of RapidFunnel. He's focused on really helping RapidFunnel grow. And his role as an executive there is leading what they call the grow team. So his team is ultimately focused on helping their clients, people like us, grow and expand by helping our consultants know how to better use this app. And so his training is top notch. We've had him do a special session for the leaders, and we wanted to bring this to the entire field. So with no further ado, I'm going to just mute myself and sit back and learn, and I'll let you take it away for a little bit, Micah.
Awesome. Thanks, Cami. Again, great to be here. I love everyone on your team, working with Debbie Lee, Denise, Frank. Congratulations in my home state of Florida. You guys are killing it. I saw a lot of Floridas out there, and I saw Kevin, know him too. So very familiar with your product, and just happy to be here and show you guys. I'm going to have a bunch of stuff for beginners. And then those of you that use RapidFunnel, hang on, I'm going to throw in some nice little goodies for you too that you may not have heard. But first, I just want to give some congratulations to your top line numbers. I'm going to share my screen right here. Hopefully you can see this, but look, you're growing really quickly. So those are February's numbers right there, and they're going up, and I love to see that. We're going to try to get those numbers up a little more. I see right here the opt-in percentage rate of all of you guys is like 25%. So I just want to start off with a little tip there. Did you know that if you got 25 people to opt in, then you have unlocked the MailChimp Constant Contact, what we call the broadcast feature. You're actually allowed to broadcast to your prospects just as you would in MailChimp or Constant Contact, but you got to get 25 people opted in. So if you fall behind 10%, that means that you might be spamming some people. So remember, the right way to do this is always talk to the person before you opt them into a campaign. But I'm going to follow a tight little agenda here, about 10-15 minutes, getting started first. Once you've downloaded the app, I hope, and if you have any questions, please put them in the chat. I'll be monitoring those as well. And Cami, if there's something important, just interrupt me, that's fine. If I go too fast, just tell me to slow down, all right? So getting set up, you download the RapidFunnel app from the Play Store or Google Play Store, RapidFunnel, one word, and then just go. And then once you're in here, I'm not going to cover that part. The first thing you're going to want to do is check your settings. So in the bottom right hand, tonight I'm going to do Android. I kind of alternate between iPhone and Android. So it's very similar. I'll point out any differences that are noticeable on iOS if you're an iOS user. But bottom right hand corner on both versions is the More button. Again, and go to settings. It's the fourth icon down on the bottom there. You see that settings on the left. I'm going to click that. Now, the first thing you want to do is get your picture in there, get a nice picture, because that shows up on all your funnel pages, right? Make sure you have your email that you use in the business and your phone number in there, okay? And you can even put your company name, besides that, your team name, whatever. Make sure this time zone is correct. It should auto detect, but every once in a while you're traveling and there's a bug, you will get your notifications late. And I guess I should start out with why RapidFunnel, right? I get the privilege of working with over 100 accounts and see some of the top leaders. And the ones that are killing it use a duplicatable system. But something that's never changed in network marketing is it's all about the exposure, right? So we're a prospecting app. We help you make exposures easily and duplicate for others. And of course, if you do enough exposures, then there's a ratio, you know, you're going to close so much business, right? So it's just a numbers game. And so I'm going to show you how to do that. And I wanted to go back to the settings there. I've skipped right over that, jumping in here, but make sure your time zone is correct. And that's super important. So I'm going to save that. The next thing you want to do, account settings, are right under your picture, is swipe over there to notification settings right next to it, and make sure all these notification settings are on. If they're not, if the contact actions aren't there, you won't get notified when your prospect watches the video via the app. It will only come email. And of course, you won't get notified if they only watch 80% or 100% of the video. So you can follow up at the right opportune time. Make sure all these are checked and hit save. Down here, I don't think you have to worry about the consultant ID. I think Viv takes care of that for you. But definitely go ahead and put your full Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram. It shows up nicely at the bottom of your funnel pages when it's in there. I'll show you an example in a little bit. Go ahead and make sure your address is in there as well, because if there's a local live event, you'll be notified, and that's in the events. So it's important to have your address in there as well, so the app knows where you're at when there's events. The group codes are here. Don't need to worry about languages here. And those are the main things that people call tech support on. Their notifications aren't on, and they call and say, hey, I'm not getting notifications. Or it's handled at the app level, and you've turned it off maybe at the app level, but it's on here, and that overrides the app. So that's important. And then account settings, usually the time zone's off, and that can throw things off as well. So definitely wanted to cover that stuff. What to do first? Well, what to do first is probably go, there's a nice welcome video in there, and go to coaching. And you can start here and do some rapid funnel training. It will take you through everything I'm going to take you through here tonight. Generically, add a contact, assign a contact, send a resource. I'm going to show you all that stuff. So make sure you watch that. They're quick, short, couple-minute videos, and obviously to jumpstart your business with Viv and anything else. Well, the first thing you want to do is upload your contacts. Okay. Now, I don't mean all of your contacts. Okay. This is about authentic sharing. Yes, we do automation, and I made my money in SMS automation. But this is authentic sharing. This is fishing with a pole. So resist the temptation, like I did, to upload 12,000 contacts into Rapid Funnel as soon as you download it. Can you really authentically share with 12,000 people at once? Probably not. So you kind of want to do them day by day. If 25 is your goal a day, if 5 is your goal a day, do it 5 at a time, okay? Or just 1 at a time. I find if I do that, it's a lot easier to keep track of. So I'm going to hit that button right in the middle, down in the bottom. You see that plus with the sign right there in the middle. And there is the wizard that will walk you through this right there if you need it. But I'm just going to import one contact. I'm going to look for my iPhone here. And there it is. And this contact already exists. Would you like to merge data? No. Okay. I thought I wasn't in here. No. And I'm going to say no. And let me go back to contacts. So when you add that contact, let me go back here. There I am, right there. It will show like this. So, and the first thing it's going to ask you is if you want to assign this contact to a campaign, and you'll say no. Actually, why don't I just try to add another contact right in here right now? I'm going to do that. It's just that one. I'm going to add this phone. Like, oops. And I don't have myself in here as a contact, so I'll just manually enter it. If I could spell my name. Let me grab this. Trying not to hit the zoom over there. There we go. I'm just going to move it up. There we go. And I'm going to put my phone number in here real quick. All right. There we go. And save. There you go. Do you want to schedule a reminder for this contact? Now, the great thing about this, a lot of people don't know, is this is linked to your calendar. If you use this, your own Gmail calendar or whatever, if I schedule a reminder, this is going to show up on my my Gmail calendar. How awesome is that? Remind me to follow up. I'm going to hit save and okay. All right. Now, since I didn't have an email, it didn't ask me to assign this contact to a campaign. If I would have had an email in here, it would have asked me that, right? And if let's just say, let's talk about the contact screen here. Now, if I think, Mike is a hot prospect, I'm going to give him, say, hey, maybe a 4, and you can bump him up a little bit on the score. I can label him. Now, this is a great thing. Maybe he's a chiropractor, a business owner, right? I can add those labels here. And also later on, when you have the broadcast capabilities, I could send an email to maybe just all of my labels that are chiropractors or, insurance agents or whatever, right? Or mompreneurs, right? Or something like that. So I'm not going to assign a label. And then the first thing you're going to want to do is send a resource, right? And if you missed that, I'll go back right under the stars. You see the 2 blocks, event, invite, and send a resource. And I send a resource and I go here to company, and the initial texts are all right here. And we're going to have some superstars come in and show you the flow, but I'm just going to go in and do the peak interest right now and save and earn. I think this is the one you lead with, right? Is that right, Ed? Usually. And if you have any questions, you just hit the pink button there that says open. And now I can see what I'm sending that prospect, right? So that's all great. And it should have Micah's name at the bottom, possibly. And there's the picture I was telling you about, right? So let's go back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check the box right next to it. I'm going to hit the text message, and then boom, there's the video. And once Micah gets that, and there's several intros, I'm going to get a push alert that Micah opened it. And then I'm going to get another one that he started watching it. And then when he stops watching it, I'm going to get another push alert so I can follow up at the right time. And it's always amazing. I was just thinking about you, or a day later, I was just watching that video. Amazing, right? It's like magic. And you got it on their mind, right? And then you can see how far they're engaged by how much they watched the video. Now, when I go back to send resources, there's something really easy here. And I hit peak. I can see that I've already sent Micah that video as opposed to something else. Like the next step would be after the initial text and you've made contact. And you always want to do that, guys. You never want to just text a link to anybody. Your carrier is blocking that. I know we pay them $400 plus a month. And yes, it's true. They're blocking your text messages. So make sure you have an authentic conversation with that person before sending them a link like I just did, right? And then you can click this and it will show you how much they watched and when they opened it. So you can just go right down your flow, which is peak, present, follow up, and enroll, and follow the process. Now I'm going to show something to advanced people. I don't know if you know this, but if you go up there at the top, company and personal resources, you have your own personal resources. So you can go to any website and just right click share, and it'll upload it right here to Rapid Funnel. It's so easy. You can make your own videos. You can send your own pictures. You can send your own news stories. And just add them here in your own personal resources that are there. Sometimes it's just nice to follow up with the prospect because, right? And just let them know that you're thinking about them and it's not anything business related. Hey, I just thought you might be interested in this article about saving money. So that's how you send a resource. Again, resist the temptation to upload all your contacts. Trust me, you won't be happy. Let's go back to the contacts and talk about some other things. The app sorts the hot contacts for us, the hot prospects, so we don't have to, right? So we're going to know based on what engagements and steps they've taken in our flow to where we should be spending our time. And this is great for leaders and their team too. So you can do all kinds of things. The activity log here, you see Micah watched it today, and the other Micah watched it on August 5th. I think that was the last time. You have me over, and then you can see all of that here, or you can go back to the contact. Hope I'm not making anybody dizzy, and see that you have an activity log here of everything that the prospect watched. There's my reminders. If they take a survey or anything, you'll see that in the notes, and you can also add your own notes. Okay, so also in your contacts, there's these nice little things. I didn't even know about this extra filter, but you can A to B. I like the new to old because it shows me which ones I've been working with most recently. You can do it by score or star rating. So there's all kinds of filters here. And then you can filter it again, the little filter by your labels. So let's just say you wanted to deal with the people, the prospects that you put into the opportunity campaign, right? You can check it here and just those labels will show up. Just your mompreneurs, boom, whatever you set up those custom labels are, you can sort your contacts by that. So anyway, any question on contacts? I'm looking great. We'll move on. Take a little more at the end there. Let's see. Going through the main tools. Those are the main tools. Let me show you something else that is an underutilized feature is the events. So right under the score there, you see event invite. Now this is super important. Let me see here. We got a little load problem. And hats off to Denise. She has maxed this out for you guys, stretched the capabilities of what you can do. She's made beautiful invites. So what you would do is, let's just say, more, I'm gonna go, let's find one here. I was looking for I'm sure these are all prospecting calls. So let's just say with Kevin here at 12, I'll select that. Remember, you always go through the contact to send a resource or an event invite, because that contact, if you go through the contact, there's always unique links sent for that contact, all right? And so I can email this, share it, or this right here, I can share it to social media. I can send it through Facebook Messenger. I can send it through Instagram. Anything that's in your app will work. I'm going to hit the share button again, and I'm going to text it, and check this out. On the other end, when Micah gets this, he gets the I'll be there. And now your prospect is going to RSVP, right? And then they can add it to their calendar. Now, something to look at, isn't this beautiful? Denise did an awesome job on this stuff. This is just great. Let me tell you about this. If you send it through email, they will be notified and reminded through email. Okay, so if I hit the share button here, let me go back. I hit it on the 11th, and then I'm gonna, if I hit the email button on the far left and email it, and the prospectus says yes, they'll get an email reminder. Now, if you send it through text messages or social media, see the little Pac-Man on the right, social media, and up at the top is SMS, and they respond that they'll be there, you'll actually get a reminder to send a text message to them 5 or 10 minutes before the meeting, whenever you think it's right. So once the prospect RSVPs, it comes back in a reminder on your phone saying, okay, Micah RSVP'd. Do you want to set a text reminder to remind him to be on the call? And how cool is that? That's authentic. It's not coming from a 6-digit, 5-digit short code or some other long code number, 10-digit long code. It's coming from your phone authentically to remind them to be at that event. We think that's powerful. Our campaigns in Q3 are going to be that way. And it's really an added feature that you can't see or find anywhere else. Now, again, what I wanted to say was when you're at home, at the home button, resist the temptation to go right to resources and share that link with a contact. That means it's not linked to any contact. So when they fill out a survey or form, they're not going to see their name in there. Now, what it's useful for, why do we put it there? For social media sharing. This is your generic link this is what you would post on social media. So I hope I made the differences clear there. Because that's always a mistake that we only do once. And you send the same link to 20 people, and you're inundated with push notifications. So there's also another trick there. This is for the advanced people. When you go into events, I'm going into events from the more button here. You'll see something very cool at the upper right, and that is you can add your own events. So you can invite prospects to your own webinar, or you can just going out for coffee or whatever. So you can get the same RSVP function that you would in the calendar, and you get all the reminders and stuff that's built in to Rapid Funnel. So that's super awesome. All right, let me, I did watch through the coaching already and what you should watch there. I'm going to go back to the home. If you ever wanted to see, let's talk about the home screen now. All these little greater than signs will get you somewhere. So I can go right here to the hot list and see my hot list. I don't know if you saw that, where the 2 is. I can go to statistics here down the middle right, and that's going to give me all my statistics. And I'll tell you, for all you leaders, you know, I'll spare you the long story, but if somebody's not cutting it in the business, all you got to ask is for a screenshot of this, and it will tell you real quick whether or not they're doing the work, and then you can adjust from there. But these all mean, you know, 17 exposed, how many sent. Of course, when you guys are doing 3 or 5 a day, it's all going to look better. If you want to look at the campaigns, there's 5 campaigns in here, and I know your leaders are showing you which ones to do, but you can take a look at any of them and see what they're going to get on day 132, right? By going in there a little deeper. So if you want a preview of the campaign, you can do that. And of course, there's always contests going on. This main leaderboard, if you click it, you can see March Madness is going on right now. We'll hit the Pac-Man sign. And then we got Ed and Lee and Kyle. Congratulations to you guys going on the 2021 leaderboard. That is awesome. And let's talk about tech support real quick. We go into the more button, and support's on the bottom row there. And most of the things, if you got a question, type it into the search. But you see on the bottom right, that's the 24-hour chat. We're 24/7 chat. That's the best way to get a hold of chat. And then if you're on an iPhone, it's in the upper right. Okay. So the best way to get a hold of chat, to a hold of our tech support, is through the chat in the app. Make sure you take screenshots, any videos if you can. They're just top notch. I haven't heard a bad thing about them. They're always on top of it. Because I'm coming short of time, make sure I covered everything. Coaching, yes. And campaigns, how to assign one to a campaign. Oops. You go to the contact, and let's see. And here, and let's say I want to move Micah from the consultant to a retail customer. I just do that right here. And now I'm going to assign that. And now Micah is in the retail campaign, right? And he'll get day 1 if we want to look at that. He just got that email in the retail customer campaign. So this is the one that I put him in. And of course, there's a description there. So I think you said 15 minutes. I hope I didn't go over on that. Let's talk if there are any questions.
I got a couple.
I also wanted to show.
Oh, I was gonna say, I've been tracking the chat questions. So mostly it's all, this is so cool. I love it. This is the best app ever. Awesome. So yeah, that was a great walkthrough. Really appreciate it. One of the questions I'm getting a lot here is just that if you could explain the difference between what works on a phone versus what works on a desktop.
Right. So what we call the back office here, it works the same way, but it's a little different. I'm going to go into my contacts here, and I'm at like a super admin level, so don't freak out if you know John Smith. And you can go in and edit it the same way. You know, we're a phone first company. I'm amazed at how much you can do on a desktop browser. Some people like LinkedIn, right? And they use it to prospect, but it's all right here. It's just a different way to get around. Here's how you add a label. Here's how you add a note. You assign them campaigns and send resources, all the same way. And, the other thing is, the coaching's all here. It's just in different places. One thing I did want to say, Cami, is check out learnrapidfunnel.com, guys. This is something that's managed by my team, the Grow team, and we're always putting tips and tricks out there. For example, some of you use Messenger. You might want to try this. You can actually embed Facebook chat messenger if you have a business page on all your Rapid Funnel pages. So that's an awesome feature. So check that out. I've also got a pretty cool video on the top 10 features you might have missed and coming soon. That's pretty cool there at the top. So anyway, any other questions?
Well, that's a great resource, guys. That's a good site. Awesome. And then you covered a lot of the other questions as you went. There were some questions about adding people to campaigns, which you covered. There was a question about contacts, just always going through the contacts. So one of the things, this is not so much a question for well, it's kind of for both of us, but there's a question about surveys and would we have surveys on there? And the answer is yes. Actually, our next guest is going to preview for you. We have 3 surveys ready to go, which will push live tonight. But
Sweet.
one question I wanted to ask you, Micah, before I brought up our field leaders who are using this, is if you could just share real brief your philosophy. Why does a tool like this make somebody better at their business? So you said, hey, if you really want to know somebody on your team is not cutting it, get a screenshot of this and that'll help you know where to start. Why is that? If you can just share what is it about a tool like this that makes people better?
Yeah, I mean, as you know, 20 years owning my own digital agency. What attracted me to Rapid Funnel is just the authenticity. Like we're losing that. Everybody just wants to drop somebody in and not do any work. And I think you're going to see the tables turn a little bit, and the people that can authentically share and duplicate and use technology, not have technology use them, right, are the ones that are going to win. And so, it's always, like I said, I kind of skipped over and I hope I made sense, but it's all about making exposures. That is the lead measure. The 4 Disciplines of Execution is a great book. It's one of our company mantra books, and I love it. Read that book. But it talks about the exposure. And Rapid Funnel, it's awesome. I get to see it every day. Leaders that are crushing it. I'm absolutely convinced that we are the leader in network marketing, but we're going so far beyond that, just from this value of authentic sharing, right? Fishing with a pole. And then once that happens, then the story's really easy to duplicate. All right. You may be successful in your own right, but I promise you, if you use this tool, you'll be even more successful and you'll save even more time. And so that's, my biggest challenge is getting those leaders that are super successful to realize that. And when they do, and how easy it duplicates for their team, they're all on board, right? And it just, it takes off like wildfire. And it's just fun to see that happen. I'm so happy you got 2 leaders on there, because that's way more effective, one of your own showing you, than me telling you how great it is. So I'm looking forward to staying on and watching this.
Well, great. Well, with that in mind, that's a perfect segue. So I'm going to introduce, if you look at that leaderboard, so Micah showed you that we have the leaderboard, and actually it's a little sneak peek of what I'm going to share here in a minute, because you saw March Madness, that's something. But if you look at our full 2021 leaderboard, you see Ed Kenny, Lee Michaels, Kyle Gavigan, Bobby Chiaros. We got 2 of our top, our number 1 and our number 3, Ed Kenny and Kyle Gavigan, here tonight to share with all of us their tips, their tricks, and I'm really excited to hear from you guys. So welcome, Kyle. Welcome, Ed. Thanks for being on tonight.
Awesome. Can you hear me and see me okay?
Absolutely, loud and clear.
Fantastic. That was really awesome, that training. It's just exciting for the field to be able to see this stuff firsthand. So hopefully everyone can see my screen, because once you start using this, you figure out how to get it to show up on a Zoom. And so, because it's so much more effective to train when you're actually showing someone the screen of it. So that was really awesome. I learned a tremendous amount of good stuff, and perfect timing to learn it too, because what Cami's going to talk about in a little bit, it's going to be, you're going to want to maximize the benefits that you get here. So what do I use this for? Everything, basically. Every part of my prospecting is now done through this. And I think, when Micah says you don't want to upload a bunch of contacts and just spam it out, that's not effective. It's never worked in the past. It's never going to work in the future. People they're just repellent to that type of thing. But if you have contacts in here and you take the time to just link a link to a contact, just that little bit of extra step that you take, it makes all the difference in your now communication with that prospect, because it's real, it's authentic, and you don't know who that person's going to be that you get involved in the business that's going to go out there and build a team of 1,000 consultants with 100,000 points. So taking that time is really worth it. Now, when do I take that time? I take it typically in the morning. I have a cup of coffee, and the first thing I want to do is just send out 5 a day, 5 contacts a day through my phone where I'm prospecting. And if I'm making outbound communications, guess what's going to start happening as the day goes on? Some of those outbounds are going to start to become inbounds, and it's going to give me my list of who I'm going to deal with and who I'm going to really court and try to get on a Zoom. It's all about, for me, escalating. So let me show you kind of what I do. I go into down here at the bottom, you see there's resources, and this is our blueprint, right? We make it super simple. You have, are you prospecting for a consultant, a residential customer, or a commercial customer? So either which way, you're going to use the tool accordingly, right? So let's say I'm going for a consultant. I'll go in here, and one of the first things you want to do with the prospect is create an initial text. I don't love emails because everybody gets emails, they get lost in the shuffle, whatever. But texts are very unique. And especially if they're a contact that's in your phone book already, they're going to be receiving a text from you and they're probably going to get back in some capacity, right? So I love looking at these initial texts. In this case, I'm looking at to prospect a consultant to show the business opportunity. Is it a networker already? Are they already familiar with network marketing, or are they not? So let's say they're not, okay, or customizable. And what that's for is kind of for like LinkedIn and things like that. So I go into non-network marketer, and there's a whole host of texts that the leaders, you've got a great leadership group of people that all contributed to creating these texts that are fitting different personalities. Sometimes you might read a text or a script from someone that you say to yourself, oh my gosh, I don't know how they're successful because I would never use that. That's not my personality. Well, we've got a bunch of people that have different personalities that wrote these scripts. So you can kind of pick and choose the one that fits you the best. So I love the one simple one here. You can kind of go in, and if you click review, you can quickly see what it says, right? So, hey, I have something new that I'm participating in, and I need your help. Let me know when you have a sec. Okay. So if I send out 5 of those in the morning when I'm having my coffee, well, guess what? I'm going to start getting some people coming back to me saying, yeah, sure. What do you have? What do you got going? Or I'm free at 3. What do you got? So then that's my initial text to reach out to them. Right. So I close that, and then I say, okay, well, now I'm going to pique their interest, but I'm going to ask for a phone call. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a time where I can say, all right, are you free at XYZ time, or when are you free? If they've already told me, then I arrange for that time. And then I'm going to say, all right, I'm going to send a short video to the person, and I'm going to ask them, hey, there's a short 2-minute video or whatever minute video you want to share with them, and say, can you watch this right before we talk? Or even if you call them, say, hey, take 2 minutes and watch this video, and then let's have a conversation. So now I go to the peak interest, right? This is the peak stuff. This is where the very top one is save and earn. You can, like Micah said, you can open it and see what that prospect is going to see first, and then decide, okay, that's perfect. That's what I want them to see. And then you click on the little button, and then you would send either, the email, which I'm not a fan of, text, which I am a big fan of. And another thing for this link is when you prospect on LinkedIn or Facebook private messenger, what I do is I'll go in and make a contact, even if I don't have their email or their telephone. I go in there and just create the name, right? So I just put their name in there, and then I can send the link through private messenger on LinkedIn or Facebook. That way, if they click on it, at least I know who's clicking on it and what they did from that click. Did they watch the whole thing? What's going on? So it's great for prospecting on social media. So in this case, I might do here's the video I was telling you about. I send it back over. The contact's already in there, obviously. And then I send it to them. And then before I make that call to them, I can see how much of that video that they've watched. And then when I jump on the call, I'm not starting from scratch, because the last thing you want to do in this business is explain what we do. It's so much easier to use the tools that are so professionally done already. So use the tools, make sure that they've watched the video. If you get on the phone and they didn't watch it yet, say, okay, let's take a break for 2 minutes. I'll let you watch it, and then we'll jump back on and talk about it, because it'll make a lot more sense to you. So then they watch the video, and I say, what was your favorite part? How cool is this? What we're doing here? Some business partners and we got together. We started this business. We partnered with Viv, and it's going gangbusters right now. We're having a business meeting tonight at 8:00. And I got some of my partners that are on, and they're going to do kind of an overview and share our business model. I'd love for you to be on it. So that's my phone conversation with them. Then at that point, they say, okay, I'm free tonight at 8:00, or I'm not free tonight at 8. I'm free tomorrow night. Whenever you find out when they're free, and then you share the link with them. You go back into the events, you share that link. So everywhere across the line, you're sharing with that person something that's trackable back to you. here's the amazing thing that happens, right? Someone clicks on it and then they start continuing to click through. Like it says, they watch the video and says, see more. And they click on another video and they click on another page and they just keep clicking. They're learning all about what we do. It takes them through just beginning to end, where at the end, if they watched everything, it just says, are you ready to go? Sign up. And if they sign up from your rapid funnel, from the original link you sent, it's automatically tagged right back to your business. So it's just intuitive. And the more you take time to learn this powerful tool, the more success you're going to have. I always say, there's a lot of introverts, and me being one. I'm an introvert. I know when to be extroverted because extroversion actually creates income for me, but I'm truly at heart an introvert. So there's a lot of introverts out there that don't know how to be extroverted to make that money. This tool is built for that person because they can send a text, initiate that conversation. Because if you're with me on this, the one thing that I least like is going through my phone contacts, picking someone that's on my list and calling them out of the blue to try to tell them about a business that I'm in. And all of a sudden I might not have talked to them for a couple months. And all of a sudden I'm going in with some weird thing about being in a business, and the person just gets a smell of it. And they say, hey, Ed, not for nothing, but I'm really busy right now. Can you follow up with me later? Because I don't have time for this. Or they say, is this one of those things? And all of a sudden you're just dead in the tracks. So why put yourself into that situation when you don't have to, when you can rely on this initial text first, get their attention, and then they get back to you with the time that's good. Now, when you have that call, it's more appropriate to have a call about business because you've already kind of set the stage for it. Takes that awkwardness out of that cold call and makes it much more of a warm call. That's what is so beautiful about the tool. Besides all the tracking. Now, let me share with you something cool that we're all going to have on our rapid funnel, literally, I think later on tonight, potentially. So there's these surveys, right? Now, this is a great thing for social media because the last thing you want to do is go on social media and say, I joined a new business. We're making tons of money negotiating bills. Join me. And you don't hear anything from anybody. And all of a sudden it's like crickets and you think it didn't work, right? It will never work that way. So you want to use clever things that actually pique interest and create curiosity. So in this scenario, like trying for residential customers, let's click on that one and let's scroll down to piquing of interest, right? So now I've got just a quick 1 minute, 19-second video with save, or I can do the save on energy, which is the autopilot. But now this new thing there is survey. How do you feel about your monthly bills? So let's go capture some leads out there. So what I do is I create a fake contact in my rapid funnel. And if I'm doing it on Facebook, I'll put the name of the person is Facebook. All right. So that's the fake contact. His name is Facebook, or her name is Facebook. So I create that fake contact and then I go in and I say, okay, I'm going to share the link. So all I do is copy and paste it, and I copy that link. And then I'll go over to Facebook and go to my profile and I'll type a little message saying, hey, I've started a new business with some partners and we're trying to get some market research. And I'm asking my friends and family and my Facebook family if they could take 1 minute out of their life just to fill out the survey. It would mean the world to me, right? Just post that up there. There's the survey. They click on the survey and now they go in and it says literally, it'll take less than a minute. So they go in and answer a couple of questions about, do they use cell phones? Do they use these bills or these services? Do you feel like you're overpaying? What type of bills do you have for the business, for the home, whatever, both? Would it be okay if I shared with you how you could lower those bills? So they fill out all the answers and then they put in their first, last name, email, and phone number. So when they click on it, I get a notice that Facebook is viewing your link, right? So at least I can track the results of just that Facebook because I'm not going to know who clicked it until they fill out this information. Once they fill this out and hit submit, guess what happens? They become a contact automatically in my rapid funnel, okay? And I see the results of the survey. So I see all the answers that they said. Now I can follow up with I don't want to say complete stranger because if they're a Facebook friend or a LinkedIn person, but I can follow up with someone that I didn't have to prospect. They kind of came to me and as a lead. So now I can try to convert them. So that's a really cool new feature. And that's what the link is for, whether you're emailing or texting or doing a link. I love the link aspect because you can really do social media and stuff with it. So, that's really what I wanted to share, is just some easy ways to use it and some of the ways that I'm doing it practically every day. And I know Kyle's got some stuff that he does with this because he's been using this, and now he's got like a follow-up technique. So Kyle, you there?
Yep, I'm here. Thanks, Ed.
You bet. So tell me if you need me to guide you and go to places that you want me to go, great. If you want to just take it away, great too.
Sure. You can, how about you go back to the main screen to enter, let's enter a fake contact. So I'll just start. So I've been using Rapid Funnel since it came out, and I loved it right from the start. But I didn't always use it properly, I should say. I loved that I could track things. I loved that I could, know when to follow up with people, but I wasn't great at scheduling things or staying on task, putting everything into a calendar. And you can really use OutReach as a CRM, a customer relationship management system, if you really want to, and you really should, because it keeps you focused on what you need to do every day. So when you enter somebody, I know like Micah was saying and Ed said it, don't just input everybody all at once. Don't do that, because you're going to not follow up. You're not going to go through everybody on your list. So input a couple people at a time. You can import them right from your phone, or if it's somebody that you meet on social media, you're just going to put them in there, but definitely put a note in. Like, where did I get this person from? Did I find this person on LinkedIn? I do a lot of prospecting on LinkedIn and on Facebook. So, sorry. So make sure that you put where you met them and where you know them from. I probably have like 500 or 600 contacts in my Rapid Funnel app now. If I didn't put those notes in the beginning, I'm going through and I'm like, oh my God, where am I going to find this person? I don't know if they're from LinkedIn, Facebook, if I met them on the street, wherever. So make sure you put a note for them. And obviously enter email or phone if you have it. So you can go through the next one, Ed. So now this is one of the best things that I like to do, is that I always want to make sure that I follow up with somebody, because if they don't click the link, I'm not going to get the notification to follow up with them. I'm not going to know that they watched a video, and I might have, sent a video to 10 other people since this person. So I like to schedule a first reminder. Usually I do it about 3 days from there. So I'll schedule it and it'll get put into my calendar that maybe 3 days from now, I should follow up with this person. All right, so I can, and what's the, there should be like a calendar that you can add it to. You can set it up so that you can put it on your own Google Calendar. I use Google Calendar for everything. I recommend that if you don't already, you should definitely start scheduling things in there and get in the habit of looking at your calendar a couple of times a day, at least first thing in the morning, just so that I should follow up with AJ today, before the end of the day.
Got it.
All right, then we hit save. Now that contact is in there, and before I even send the video, I know that I'm going to follow up with this person in 3 days, even if they don't watch it. It might just be a simple messages like, hey, what's going on, AJ? Or how's your day going? Or if it's on social media, maybe I go onto their page and I look at their Facebook story and I like a video that they posted on their Facebook story. They're going to get that directly in their Messenger. And if I sent the video through Messenger, then they're going to see the video again, even if they didn't watch it, because my like's going to come through on their Messenger. It's going to peak that again in their mind to go back and maybe watch it if they haven't yet. So it's not like you're poking and prodding somebody saying, please watch my video, right? We're not trying to do that. We're just trying to remind them. They probably forgot. A lot of times people get busy. Think how often you forget things. So I guess that I usually will, I'm very good at getting customers, I should say. So I like using the save video a lot. If I know that somebody's another networker or anything like that, then I'll use the save and earn video. I know that Ed and I have talked a little bit about that. Ed's trying to teach me a little bit more about going through the whole process of getting somebody into the campaigns now. I love that we have that. It's an incredible tool. But if you click AJ, I guess, Ed, go ahead. All right, so if you look at the screen, let's say that I had somebody maybe 2 months ago that I sent the video to. Maybe I forgot to follow up with them. And that's something that I was really bad at for a while. You know, I might have worked the business really hard for a month, and then the month later, I didn't work the business that much. So I didn't follow up with all the people that I should. You can go in and look at that activity log, and it's going to tell you every single thing that they have ever done. Now, obviously, there's nothing here for AJ, but I have people that get put on my hot contact list that have a score of 99. I know that that person's watched every single thing, and you can go in there and see the last thing that they did. You can also go and see, hey, why didn't this person watch, why'd they stop at 25% of this video? And you can start the conversation over again at that point. Like, if they started watching, they watched all of the first video, gets save and earn. Then they went through and they only watched 25 or 50% of the next, Get Started with Viv, or I think that's the next video on there. So you can look at what's in that video, and you can go in and watch the video yourself. You can say, why'd they stop at 50% of the video? And you can see what's there. So maybe something, maybe they got busy, or maybe they didn't like something that they saw. So you can start to have that conversation again. And when they tell you, you can push them to another resource that you have in Rapid Funnel there. That's the biggest thing for me. You would be surprised how many people I've contacted that maybe in the first year that I reached out to them and they watched a video and I lost contact with them, or for whatever reason, if you restart that conversation, they can go back in and they can watch the video again. I've had people watch the video like 5 times of me sending it to them, and who knows, maybe they're showing it to their friend. But if you don't reach out to them once you see that they're watching it, they're not going to reach out to you. It is crazy how people will not reach out to you, even though they're sitting there watching your stuff over and over and over again. You have to go and make sure that you follow up. And that's why I love that you can input it into your calendar, not just for the people that are using it, that are watching stuff, but the ones who didn't watch it. So putting a follow-up system is what I love the most about this. And now I love that Ed has showed me everything about the campaigns, because I'm going to start asking people ahead of time, maybe they're not in it for the business now, but they've been a customer of mine for 2 years. Hey, would it be okay if I keep up with you and, share some updates about the company and really cool things that are happening? We'll send you a couple emails about it. And they're going to always say yes.
Yep, they are. So, campaigns are something that I'm new to that, learning how. And I realize that if you go through and you're prospecting and someone says, it's not the right time for me, or I don't have time in my life, there's going to be people that just don't join the business, right? And that's okay. It doesn't hurt to say at the end, well, listen, would it be okay? Because people, when they hear, would it be okay? All of a sudden they just listen to what's next. Would it be okay if I just kept you in the loop on the progress of my business? Just kind of give you some updates now and again. And they say yes, I say, okay, I'll send you a text. And then you opt in for their campaigns. And then it's on autopilot. And then guess what? It goes out, you're 30 days out and the person has a job change or something happens in their life. And they're like, geez, I need to make some extra money, or something happens, and now all of a sudden you're front and center because you got that campaign going. And now they say, okay, I'm ready to listen to what you have. Because you never know what can happen in people's lives. They might not be ready today. Everything might be peaches and cream, or they might just, they don't understand what this really is from the get-go. But all of a sudden you're tricking on, or you're not tricking on them. You're whatever you call it, dribbling on them, or whatever it is. And all of a sudden you hit them at the right day, at the right time, and they click and watch, and now they're interested. So it's just another thing out there. In this business, at the end of the day, it's if your mouth is moving, your business is open. If it's not, you're not. And you have a tool now that the more outbound communications you make from this tool, the more success you're going to have. It's directly correlated. If you make outbound moves and put yourself out in the universe, just like if you owned a business on Main Street America, you'd be out screaming, come into my store. If you act like that with this tool and you get it out to as many people as possible, guess what's going to happen? People are going to start coming back to you, and then you're going to be able to convert, point them to the next tool, point them to the business overview, point them to whatever tool's next, and you're going to have success. It's that simple. So that's it.
And I wanted to say one more thing. Sorry, Cami, can I say one more thing?
Absolutely.
Yep. So just like I think Micah said it and Ed also went over it, you don't want to spam this out to everybody. Of course, we don't want to do that without an initial conversation. But if you are very active on Facebook, or maybe you just started your business, do not put this information out on Facebook yet. You want to make the initial reach out to every single person that you want to contact. Don't put it on Facebook. I remember the first time when Ed started talking about like that phantom Facebook contact that he made. I remember I did the same thing after I started getting a lot of customers. And I was like, oh, I would love to put this out there for everybody. And I put it up and I had like 30 people watch the video. I have no idea who those people are when they watched it. So make
only
sure.
Make that mistake once.
Exactly. So make sure that you have contacted everybody you want to prior to doing something like that. Because then the second time you do it, when you put it on Facebook, they're going to see it again and go, oh, I remember when Kyle sent me this, or maybe I should check this thing out. But you don't want the first time you do it to be a mass thing that multiple people see. You want to reach out to a specific person prior to them seeing some big message of like, oh, Kyle's doing something. I can check it out without him knowing that I did it.
Great advice. That's awesome. Guys, this has been some amazing content. I'm loving all the comments from everybody, both on Zoom and Facebook. So we're going to definitely do some more of this rapid funnel training because I think people are just really excited about the power of this. So we'll start getting even more of this out there for everybody. I really appreciate each of you. Micah, thank you so much. Ed, thank you so much. Kyle, thank you so much. Don't everybody hop off yet, because remember I told you earlier I had a secret and you want to hear. So you want to make sure you stay on. I've got some fun news for how you can use this to your benefits to grow your business. Real quick, a couple nuggets. I always take copious notes on things like this, but add your contacts one at a time. Don't bulk put them in there. Don't do the Facebook thing before you've reached out to people specifically. Always send a resource through a contact so that it actually tracks to them. Invite people to events using Rapid Funnel so you get the RSVP. Set reminders, make this a follow-up tool for yourself. Use labels. What a cool tip and tool that was. Use labels so you know the type of person, so you can send broadcasts out once you get that engagement level. And use personal resources. So amazing nuggets from all of our presenters. I really appreciate it. So I have a little bit of a fun announcement to make. I'm going to switch gears and share my screen here. Ed knows what I'm going to share. He's probably excited as well. What do you think? He's throwing baskets. All right. Okay, guys, I'm going to share my screen here and we'll go into, so it's March 1st and we've got incredible momentum going on as a company. And I thought that was really fun that Micah showed our charts going up like that, because you can see that engagement and we just want to keep it going. I can't wait. We'll bring Micah back in like 2 months and those little bars will be tiny and we'll just continue growing. So this is exciting. So what is the beginning of the month in a really fun time of momentum without a promo? Yay! Does anybody want a promo? I do. So anyway, we have a really easy theme for this month because it's March and we've gone mad. So it's March Madness. Now, you have to know I am the least sports inclined person. So if any of the sports analogies don't quite match up, if I'm talking about like, touchdowns and slam dunks in the same sentence, just give me a break. Okay. So I'm good at stuff and I'm smart, but not when it comes to sports. All right. So here we go. So get ready for March Madness. So excited about this. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to do like a competition because I'm loving the team from Florida coming on board. I'm loving our West Coast team. I've got some Tony and her Colorado team, and we've got Big John and Sadre and Chris driving Florida, and you've got Phyllis up here in Connecticut, and you've got just all kinds of teams growing everywhere. So we're going to do March Madness, and this is all about leaderboards, recognition, driving your score as high as you possibly can. So we're going to do some really fun leaderboards, really fun prizes. Basically, your goal is to get on the leaderboard and you can win. So we're going to have exclusive MVP recognition. We're going to be recognizing our top 50 throughout the whole month. That's going to be fluctuating throughout the whole month. We're going to be giving you a chance to get Viv rewards because guess what? The world is getting normal again, and we're going to start traveling, and you're going to want Viv rewards so that you can get swag and travel and all kinds of fun stuff. And we're going to be doing raffles and daily prizes. So here's how you score points big for March Madness. 4 simple activities that are building your business already. Number 1, guess what? Rapid funnel engagements. So we just told you all the great things you could do. You can see right in your app. I'll pull mine up here in a minute. I'm just going to pull it up the old school way. I'm not going to share it like those guys were. But so you can see right there, this is not our 2021 leaderboard. This is March Madness. So as of right now, April Stark is in first place. Kim Krischer in second, Bill Hyman in third. So these points are your rapid funnel engagements. So you get that. You can click the contest details and see exactly how it is. But it's a unique new prospect who's watched a resource or who has RSVP'd to an event or who has opted into a campaign. So that gets you 1 point for March Madness. You get 5 points for March Madness by scoring a basket. So this is a qualified personal or level 1 bill. So this could be your own bill, or this could be a retail customer of yours or personally sponsored consultant of yours. So you get 5 points for every personal or level 1 bill, or if you sponsor a consultant, just a consultant, not a pro consultant, then you get 5 points. Now, if you sell a pro membership, you get a free throw. That's a free throw, and you get 20 March Madness points on the board there if you do that. So that's in, and if you get a pro consultant, it's 20, it's not 25. So free throw is a pro membership, 20 points. And then we've got our slam dunk. So slam dunk is either yourself personally or one of your personally sponsored consultants. Rank up, so achieve any new rank above C20, or fast action bonus. So either of those 2 activities get you 40 points. So this is all about helping your team. So get out there, get your own fast action if you're brand new. So here's how you earn points. Now you know how you get a big old score, but now you want to know what you get. So first of all, every single day, whoever got some March Madness points from the day before, we're going to do a daily raffle. We're going to do things like some fun swag, some rewards, all kinds of stuff. So every single day there will be somebody from corporate will be going live in the Facebook group, or one of our field leaders, but somebody will be going live to recognize our new score, the people on the board from the day prior, and give away something fun. But our top 25 are going to win cash and rewards. So rewards are a big deal. Some of you are brand new in the business. You're like, what is rewards? Well, these rewards are going to help you go on incredible journeys with us all around the world. You can get, or you can buy swag, whatever you want to get with rewards. So spot number 6 through 25, it's going to get $50. So all 20 people who hit it into that top 25 are going to get $50 plus 50 rewards. So our 5th place finisher, oops, I went backwards. Our 5th place finisher is going to get $150 and 150 rewards. All right, who's excited? I'm like waiting for cheers. Yay, virtual cheers, do this. All right, our 4th place finisher is going to get $250 and 250 rewards. I'm watching the chat. The chat is fun. If you're in the chat, make sure you say panelists and attendees. I see a lot coming through just a panelist. Nobody can see it if you do that. All right, 3rd place, $500 and 500 rewards. Incredible. 2nd place, $1,000 and 1,000 rewards. And our 1st place finisher. Now you see a pattern here, right? So if I tell you it's $1,500 cash, which it is, so I'm going to tell you that. You're guessing, oh, it's probably like 1,500 rewards then, right? Because your brain sees patterns. You're like 50, 50, 100, 50, 100. No, it's not. It's $1,500 cash. And guess how many rewards? Just a little hint. It's not 1,500. Just another hint. I don't actually know the number yet. What it is, guys, is really incredible. And you're going to want to push for this. It is whatever number of rewards you need to take our next trip. Fully cover it. So $1,500 and enough rewards to fully cover our next trip. So like I said, the world's getting normal again. We're going to go out and start traveling someday soon. Fingers crossed, we all hope, but it's coming. It is close. And so I don't want people to forget the fact that we are a company that likes to take people on trips. So $1,500 and enough rewards to fully cover our next trip. So our next trip will likely be either our cruise or Honduras. So whichever one of those it is. I'm loving these comments. People are like, what? I'm crying. This is crazy. Wow. My bags are packed. I love it. I love it. So that's first place on March Madness. So when I said March Madness, I meant March Madness. We've gone crazy. So $1,500 and a trip is first place here. And all those other places are not bad. That's second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, all the way to 25th, you get something. And it's just the activities that are building your business. So here's a summary slide here for you that's got it all. So take a shot, hit a basket, make a free throw. Do you make a free throw or get a three? Whatever. Hit a free throw and get a slam dunk. And that's how you're going to get your game on in March. So super excited about this. I'm going to pass it over. Ed and Kyle, what are your thoughts? Are you guys excited for March Madness or what?
Yeah. So Cami, I have to say, you didn't give like a disclaimer on if the trip is a one at a time trip. You have to let them know that they're going to work their butts off, right? So you're either going on a cruise that you will forget a year later, or you'll go on a mission trip to Honduras and you will never forget that trip for the rest of your life because
And you'll
they're
stink, and you'll be sweaty,
life-changing.
your back will hurt, your feet will hurt, and you'll love it. You'll love every minute of it.
Love every minute of it because I know when we go to Honduras, the job there that we're going to be doing is like, is it latrines? We're building like
it's the least sexy trip we could ever come up with.
but in the most sexy like view and culture, you know,
it's so amazing. It's so amazing. It's gonna be truly incredible. And yeah, I mean, I can't wait to finally get back to that part of our company and our culture and who we are. You know, I think the whole world is craving travel and missing people and connection and humanity. You know, and so all joking aside, this is just like, for me, it's like, it's not just, oh, I want to travel again. It's like an ache. It's like a yearning in my heart to see people in other cultures and to bring people who I adore and do business with and want to celebrate, to go and experience and have those experiences together as a community. It's going to be amazing.
I love them. So I can't wait.
Kyle, your thoughts? You saw that for the first time.
I unfortunately have not been on a one at a time, and I have heard unbelievable great stories from everyone who has gone on them. So of course, when the pandemic hit, I was like really looking forward to trying to do one of these, but it's going to happen again. And honestly, the fact that you can get it paid for is unbelievable. I mean, the fact that we have rewards points towards it to begin with is incredible, that you can use our rewards points to pay for a trip with your business partners and friends. But the fact that you're willing to give us all of the points towards it is pretty cool.
Love it. I love it. I'm loving all these comments. Jenna says she likes my kind of madness. And Lori says, happy tears. Least sexy is sexy. Dream trip. Totally agree. Awesome, guys. This has been a really great in the know. We went a little over our time, but I think every minute was worth it. Hi, Jim. Jim's joined us. I love it. I want to thank our panelists and Jim, since you've appeared. Any thoughts for our group here watching? Any thoughts as a final closing words of wisdom?
I know he's watching Brendan's Zoom right now.
Oh, he's probably watching it. It's delayed. Awesome. He doesn't even know that I'm talking to him. All right, guys. Have a great night. Really appreciate you guys being on. Thanks for all the nuggets. And guys, let's make it a killer March. I want spikes of growth. I want thousands of bills. Let's do it. All right. Can't wait to cheer you all on.
Thanks so much, Cami. Go get it, guys.
Thanks, Micah.